Now, as I move through the neighborhoods, particularly the black neighborhoods, I'm going to tell you this now. You better listen carefully to what I'm saying, and I hope you can understand what I'm saying. My people know what's going on, and we also know we don't have the power to stop it. Without you, we don't have no power. We get no respect from the politicians. They never had. They haven't given it to us in 200 years. So you don't expect them to give it to me now. But with you, look what we did during the 1960s, the 60s, right on up to the 80s. Okay? We got those civil rights that they took away from us. And we're going to get them back. You see? We're going to get them all back, because now what we're beginning to realize, it ain't just blacks that's losing their civil rights. It's whites that's losing their civil rights. Okay? So we don't have no way in the world for us to fail. I don't care what they have done, how far they have come. They have not ridden over God in none of the four horses of apocalypse. Okay? Then they never will ride over God. And God is our love. Christ is our love. And nobody is going to stop us when we are riding on their horses. And we are riding on them. I want you to take this message I'm trying to send to you to every single white person you talk to, because they got the power. They got the power. And if they don't become complacent, we can win this. And we got to win it. We got to win it for the whole world. Everybody looks up at us. Everybody in the world look up at Americans. We want to see Americans. We want to go to America. There's good life there. Unfortunately, right now, that isn't true. Life isn't good here. And most of the foreigners that are coming over here now are unaware of it, because what they're getting here is so much more than what they had where they came from. They don't realize it's so much less than what they could get, what they could have. They don't realize that. So they take their little crumbs, and then they sit behind you and don't help you to fight the boss when the boss is doing you wrong, because they don't understand the system. But the boss brought them in here purposely to divide us. That's what they've done. They brought them in here purposely to set us asunder. I went to my boss the other day and told him, I says, look, I says, what you're doing to me and my workers is wrong. I says, we are on the lower end of the totem pole of the paycheck, but you would have us wear uniforms to work and then take them home and wash them and dry them and iron them and come back. And you haven't given us a paycheck, a raise, in 2 years. But you would have me spend my extra money out of my paycheck to pay for your work. That's wrong. And then she says to me, she says, well, is there anybody else in the room has something to say? And I look behind me, and I got 20 people sitting behind me, all of them immigrants. Not one of them said one word. That's the division. Because as long as they got those 20 back there working for half of what they're paying you, they'll have more power with the boss than you do. And they won't listen to hear anything you're saying. Ask the Teamsters what's happening to them. They just won, but did they really win? When there are companies who just close themselves down rather than give them a raise. You see? And like she pointed out with the health insurance, forget it. You'll never see any health insurance worthwhile in this country until you get out in the streets and let them know what you really want. Because they're sitting up there thinking that they know what you want, and they haven't asked you a question, not one single question about it. Okay? And if they have asked a question, it's 10 or 15 people down the road that they have already sit up to ask these questions to and get the right answer they want back. Excuse me. See? And so they come back to you and say, well, we got a consensus on this program. The people voted for it. The biggest lie ever told. And stay away from the voting TV. You think that's that is just a simple program when you get up in the morning and you go to the television and you turn the television off and it says, well, will you play with us in our game of determining about what is this, is what is that? Will you call this number here and vote for this and vote for that? You see, hey, what's happening there? You are voting and don't even know that you are voting. They take a consensus off of that, go make a bill on it, and come back and say, well, the people voted on that. And half of the people that voted on it are the foreigners. Half of the people and they don't even know the first thing what they voted on. They just had an opinion. But it was enough an opinion for them to go forth and make a law on it. Ladies and gentlemen, we can take our country back. Believe me. There isn't anything stopping us but our own will. That's the only thing that's stopping us. And you're going to have to look up and see that you're going to be giving up a lot in the process of attempting to take your country back. Because these people are very intelligent, very smart. They might be psychopathic, but they're intelligent. You see? And so you can't play them cheap. You can't play them cheap. You see? So when you see them, when you run into them, remember that they're intelligent. But you can beat them because they're on the wrong side of the fence. That's why you can beat them. And that's why we will always beat them. Because as long as they're not giving you your rights to participate at the proper level of being a human being and a spiritual being, they have no power. Because you are not going to accept what they're trying to push down your throat. You're not going to take it. Eventually, it's going to hit you here. And then it's going to come up here. See? Then it's going to choke the hell out of you. Then you want to fight now. You see? So you're not going to do it. You're not going to lose it. You're going to win. Let's get on that boat. Let's get on that train. Let's drive that car, ride that bicycle, or run to freedom. Thank you.